So in this video, we're going over the next part of our test review for tomorrow. You have 15 coins in your pocket that are either quarters or nickels. They total $2.75. How many of each coin do you have? So the last part of our word problem tells us what our variables need to be. We need to know the number of quarters and the number of nickels. So I'm going to use Q to represent the number of quarters and N as the number of nickels. So then I'm going to go ahead and set up my equations. So the first sentence is that you have 15 coins in your pocket that are either quarters or nickels. So we're going to add however many quarters we've got. So we've got Q plus however many nickels we have in our pocket. So N. And if we add the numbers together, we will get 15 coins because that's what it tells us. Then we've got the total has to be $2.75. So it has to equal $2.75. Well, to figure out how many quarters or nickels, we've got to set it up equal to this $2.75 and multiply the number of quarters and the number of nickels by how much each coin is worth. So a quarter is worth 25 cents. So we've got to multiply the number of quarters by 25 cents. Then we have to add however much money is made up of the number of nickels. So we've got to multiply the number of nickels in the pocket, which is 5 cents. We got to multiply it by the number of nickels. Now we've got a system of equations set up. We've got to ask ourselves, do we have any identical or inverse terms? No, you're comparing positive 1 to 0.25 and positive 1 to 0.05. It's not going to work. So we need to make it so that one of them can be eliminated. So I'm going to eliminate the Q's. If you like to eliminate the N's and check your work, that's perfectly fine. So we're going to multiply the whole equation by 0.25. Once we do this, our Q's will be identical terms. So we will have 0.25 times 1Q is 0.25 Q. Then I have 0.25 times 1N. So I have positive 0.25 N. And then I have 0.25 times 15, which is $3.75. Then I'm going to rewrite my original, my equation. 0.05 N equals 275. Now, do I have any identical or inverse terms? Yes, my Q's are identical. Because they're identical and I want them to end up being 0Q, I'm going to subtract. So 0.25Q minus 0.25Q cancels out. Then I have 0.25 minus 0.05. If you're having difficulties with these decimals, think of it like money. We've got 25 cents. We're taking away 5 cents. So we're left with 0.20 or 20 cents times N equals $3.75. Subtract $2.75. Hopefully we can do that, which is just 1, or $1. N is not by itself yet, so we've got to get it by itself by dividing 0.20. Divide by 0.20. 0.20 divided by 0.20 gets our N by itself. And then we have 1 divided by 0.20, which gives us 5. Then we're taking this 5 and going all the way back to our original equations. And choosing one to substitute the 5 in for N. I'm going to choose the first one because the first one looks easier. We've got Q plus N equals 15. Instead of N, we've got 5, so Q plus 5 equals 15. We're going to subtract the 5. Subtract the 5. 5 minus 5 gives us 0. Q is left on the left side. 15 minus 5 gives us 10. So 10 quarters and 5 nickels is what is in the pocket. Then we go on to the next side. So a fast food at restaurant sells burgers and fries. One customer buys 3 burgers and 2 fries and pays $7.15. Another customer buys 4 burgers and 3 fries and pays $9.93. What are the selling prices for burgers and fries? So that last sentence tells us what our variables are going to be. What are the selling prices for the burgers and fries? So our variables are going to be B for price of burger, and F is going to be the price of a fry. Fries. Then the second sentence tells us what our equations are going to look like. So one customer buys 3 burgers. So if we want the cost of these 3 burgers, we have to multiply the price of the burger by 3. So we have 3B. Then this next part says, and 2 fries. So we gotta multiply the price of fries by 2, so we get 2F. Well, if we have 3 burgers and 2 fries, we're going to pay, or the customer paid, $7.15. So equals $7.15. Then our next part says another customer buys 4 burgers. So we're gonna multiply the price by 4. And we're going to add the 3 fries times the cost of those 3 fries. And we're going to make it equal $9.93. Now setting up our system of equations, now we have to eliminate. So we've got to look at 3 and 4 and 2 versus 3. And see if we can make it so that there's identical or inverse terms. Well, if we do 3 and 4 to eliminate B, we can multiply them together and we can make both of them 12. Or we can look at 2 and 3 and make it the F eliminate if we make both of them 6s. Either way works for me. So let's say I want to eliminate the F's. I'm going to multiply the 2 by 3 to get to 6. So I've got to multiply the whole equation. So I have 3 times 3b, which is 9b. And I have 3 times 2f, which is 6f. And then I have 3 times 7.15, which is $21.45. Then on the second equation, I'm making the 3f 6f. So I've got to multiply it by 2. So if I multiply it by 2, I've got to multiply the whole thing by 2. 2 times 4b gives me 8b. 2 times 3f gives me 6f. And 2 times 9.93 gives me 19.86. Now looking at it with our new equations, is there any identical or inverse terms? Yes. So we're going to subtract so that they become eliminated. 6 minus 6 gives us 0, so it does cancel out. 9 minus 8 gives me 1, or just simply b, equals, and I'm doing a 21.5 minus 19.86. I get $1.59. Then I'm substituting that value back into one of them. Doesn't matter which one. So let's go with the first one. 3b plus 2f equals 7.15. Instead of b, we now have that $1.59 plus 2f equals 7.15. 3 times that 1.59 gives us 4.77 plus 2f equals 7.15. I'm going to subtract the 4.77 to the other side, and I'm left with 2f equals I'm left with 2.38. I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. I'm left with f equals $1.19. So all of that work to tell me that the fries are going to be $1.19 and the burgers are going to be $1.59. So moving on to 7. 7, you're told that there's going to be 2 birthday parties at the Water World last weekend. That there was 2 parties at Water World last weekend. The cost of admission to Water World was $137.50 for 13 children and 2 adults. Mission for the second party, the admission was $113.50 for the 9 children and 2 adults. What was the price of admission at Waterworld for each child and adult? So the last question tells you what your variables are going to be. So you're going to have A for adults and C for children. So it's going to be the price, because that's what our question says. Price of adult. Our C is going to be price of child. So we know the first party had to equal that $137.50. So it's got to equal 137.50. And then we're going to have to multiply the price of a child times the 13. So 13 times C. Then we're going to add how much we've got to spend on adults. Well, there's 2 adults at the first party, so we got to multiply the price of adults, which is A, by 2. Then we go on to the second party. The second party is $113.50, so it's got to equal that. And then for the second one, we've got 9 children, so we got to multiply the price of a child's ticket times 9, plus the 2 adults again. So 2 adults, or 2 times the price of adult. Now looking at our system of equations, do we have identical or inverse terms? Identical. So we're going to subtract. Now, we're eliminating the a, so 2a minus 2a is 0. Then we've got 13. 13 minus 9, which gives us 4c. And then we've got 137.50 minus 113.50 equals 24. We've got to divide by 4, divide by 4. Once we do this, the 4's cancel out. I'm left with C equals 24 divided by 4 is 6. Then we're substituting at C equals 6 into one of the equations. So I've got 9C plus 2A equals 1, 1, 3, 5, 0. Instead of C, 6 plus 2A equals 9 times 6 is 54 plus 2A equals 1. We're going to subtract 54 from both sides. 54 minus 54 is 0. I'm left with the 2A on the left side. And I get 59.50 on the right. And divide by 2, divide by 2. A equals $29.75. So there's your adult price. So there's your adult, there's your child. Then we go on to number 8. Number 8 says the sum of 2 numbers is 25. Doesn't matter what the numbers are. Doesn't matter even the variables. So you could have X and Y. Well, the word sum means add. So we're going to have addition. And is tells us equals 25. And then the second sentence says that the difference is 7. So instead of adding, we've got subtraction in between. Then the word is tells us equals to and 7. So then we're asked, what are the 2 numbers? So we're going to either add or subtract them to eliminate one of them. I'm going to rewrite them so I have enough room. So you can choose to either eliminate the x's or eliminate the y's. Realize that x's are identical because they both have positive 1s as coefficients, or the y's that have inverse. They have a positive 1 and a negative 1 as their coefficients. So I'm going to eliminate the x's. I'm going to subtract. So 1 minus 1 is 0. 1 minus negative 1y. Remember, subtraction and a negative cancels out and becomes a positive, or addition. So 1 plus 1 gives us 2y. 25 minus 7. Is 18. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. Y gets by itself. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Substituting this y value all the way back to one of the original problems or original equations. So I'm going to take this x plus y equals 25. We're going to, instead of y, put 9. Subtract 9, subtract 9. X equals 16. So there's our x value, or one of our numbers, or missing numbers, and y equals 9 is our other value.